You start worrying about money, which then creates less money, which causes you to see reality and fear, I need more money. I have less money. I need more. It becomes a self-reinforcing loop, which circulates and creates more worry, which feeds an energy, which is almost an anxiety and a stress, which is pulling you towards the reality which you have less of. Everywhere you look reflects exactly what you're thinking, which is lack, I need more, I don't have. Now, if you think about dating, you know that people who are desperate for a relationship, they're probably trying too hard. They text back instantly. They're always available. They reek of neediness. And what actually happens is people run the other way. Now, if you flip that, think about someone who's genuinely focused on themselves. They're building something, they're traveling, they're creating, they're not chasing anyone, they've got their purpose, they've got their mission, and they're just doing their own thing. Suddenly, they become desirable. It doesn't have to be relationships, but it can also be business, because money works very similarly, where if you chase it desperately, it slips through your fingers. It just evaporates, especially when you don't have it. As soon as you get it, it instantly will start leaving you. Because you're too focused on the actual money itself. That's the biggest problem that I faced. When I first got into business, I wanted to make a shit ton of money. But when I focused on building something real and something that I actually cared about, it started showing up in my work, in my results, and in my progress, that the energy I was bringing to the table determined what I was attracting. Because I wasn't chasing the money, I was chasing the outcome, which is a massive shift, especially when you get into business and entrepreneurship. The big selling lifestyle thing is you get the money, you get the status, you get the life, but it was never the point to begin with. And if you do start getting that, then you create this world around you where you're chasing more of it, it's excess, and you become this dude that's like, only value comes from how much he makes, what he has, what is external to him, but not what is internal to him. And then you kind of lose yourself, and you're unable to be a real, genuine human being. You start prioritizing materialistic things over things that actually matter, things that are irreplaceable, things that are only earned. And if you do come to the conclusion or the result where you're making a shit ton of money, and that's where your self-worth is derived from, guess what, bro? Like, there's always someone making more money than you. Always. Always. It doesn't matter where you are, there's always someone doing better than you. So you have to get this value from an internal place, not external. Now, this comes back to where money isn't the goal, and it never should have been the goal. You see, money is just what shows up when you're moving towards your goals and you're moving in the right direction. Your real goal should be traveling the world, building sick businesses, bro, owning a farm, like creating content that actually matters, that actually changes people's perspectives, changes people's directions in life. There's nothing more powerful than putting something out there and people actually have changed their direction in life, and it comes full circle, and you meet them and you see the experiences, you see them in person, you see, and they tell you, dude, like, you changed my fucking direction, you changed the way I see this, thank you so much for doing this and that. Only very few people actually get that privilege. And so you got to focus on the creation side, not the money that's required to get there. Because when you chase money directly, you end up serving someone else's machine, someone else's dream. You start building something for someone else. And think of the materialistic example. You're buying the Louis Vuitton bags. You're buying the nice watches. You're buying the nice cars. Well, who's selling that to you? Those companies, because their whole business is designed to sell you that and sell you more. There's never enough. Now, some system that doesn't care about you or your purpose is never going to get you to your true fundamental goals that are important to you, because you're serving their goals and they're not your goals. And unfortunately, a lot of the times, either it was the company's marketing or people around you, they've instilled, or in the culture, they've instilled in you to build their goals and continue to put your energy and your resources into their businesses instead of focusing on yourself. And this is where it comes back to the myth being, you get rich first and then you pursue your dreams. But the truth is, you pursue your dreams and then the money follows. That becomes a side effect. because only when you start actually enjoying what you're doing, you're providing real value in the world, you have pride, you'll have purpose from what you're creating, it shows, and you have an abundant amount of energy inside of you to go for long periods of time where nothing can stop you, and you do this for years and years, and it starts to compound, and you get so far ahead that no one can compete with you because you're so focused, and no one can understand what it actually took to get to where you were. Only in time can this show. Only in time can the compound enough to where no just linear straight growth can compete. But unfortunately, usually when you have a compounding trajectory, the beginning is the slowest part, and towards the tail end of that, that's when the real results start showing. So how do you actually do this? All right, let's bring it back. Well, first of all, pick your real goal. What are you optimizing for? It's not make money to do X. It's do X. I will be continually doing X, and then the money will just follow. It's seriously that simple. And the reason I keep coming back to money is because in the entrepreneur space, it's a very big thing. In my world, it was a very big thing. Still is kind of a big thing, to be honest. This is a thing that I'm not perfect, I'm struggling with, and it's a thing I have to constantly remind myself. And that's where this content comes in. It's like I'm making this to basically making it for myself, to watch this in times where I feel like I'm in a period of lack, or I feel like I'm chasing someone else's dream, I'm building someone else's dream, I'm not fulfilling my true purpose. Now, to bring it back to action steps, let's take it to step 2, which is stop inflating money's importance. Money is a tool, all right? Treat it with respect, but don't worship it. The moment you place it on a pedestal, you create the weird energy that starts pushing it away. It brings it back to that lack. When you look at something that's so desirable and unachievable and unattainable, you look at yourself as under it, and it's not really at your level. You're not worth it. But in actual fact, bro, money is just fucking paper. It's printed by a government, and it's theoretically slavery with extra steps, because you go to work and they go to work and you get this fake thing and you start passing it around, but you all went to work. Like, everyone lost their time. A good way to think about it is you have two people walking down a path, and one person says to the other person, hey, if I kick you in the balls, I'll give you $10. He kicks him in the balls, gives him $10. And then they keep walking for another 10 minutes. And he's like, hold on, if I kick you in the balls, I'll give you $10. He kicks him in the balls. Bro, they both got kicked in the balls. No one made any more money. It's literally just amusement for whoever was not in the fucking system of trading fucking resources for money, because the only escape to really start to be above money is to stop trading your time for money. You just have businesses, you have systems, you have leverage, and money just comes. You can literally get paid while you sleep. Now, there's so many ways. I'll let you have an internet connection and figure it out for yourself. It's not the purpose of this video, but it's to change the mindset shift and a belief so that you're not going down the path of slavery, like of being a slave to someone else's dream, being a slave to a fictional, fundamental societal belief which has been created over the past however many years. Now, let's bring it back. Step 3, tune your mind to abundance. Now, I don't want to sound too hippie, but when you see opportunity in something and you're not seeing an obstacle, you become a solutions person, not a problems person. You're able to find solutions to everything. And when you start finding solutions to everything, that's when you get paid. Like, everything that you have right now, which is a problem, there is a solution for it. You just need to retune your mind to find those solutions. I'll give you an example. Your business, like, it crashes. Right? You're making $30K a month, it crashes. Well, instead of saying, holy shit, my business just crashed, and I'm saying this is a real example that just happened like 2 months ago. We're doing $30K a month, and we went to zero because Facebook banned our Instagram account, which is where we're getting all of our leads from. Well, I was like, shit, never waste a crisis. look for the solution in this problem. And so through that month that followed, we made literally like a few $1,000s, which was from existing customers, and we made no money. Now, through that, I was looking for a solutions mindset. Okay, well, we lost the Instagram. How can we make sure this never happens again? And what was the key point of failure? Well, it was Instagram. Well, if I just eliminate Instagram from our system and I build a new funnel, which is going to not include Instagram in the whole process, which is using platform school, then I'm able to solve this problem. And this month, we're only halfway through the month, and we're at 50K for the month. So having the ability to look at the problem, look at the crisis, use it as an opportunity, find the solution, now I'm better out of that. And these are tests that the universe puts on you to see if you're worthy of actually saying what you want. If you say you want to make $1 million, then the universe is going to test you in ways that you do not expect. And you have to look for the solutions to continue and find the way out so you can learn from those lessons and progress forward. Now, this brings me to step 4. Let the money flow. Spend it when needed without any regret. Hoarding creates stagnant energy, which loses momentum. That's when you lose the momentum. And what I've learned is wealthy people give to charities for a reason. It keeps the flow moving. Now, that's a useless statement, all right? To be honest, wealthy people give to charity for a reason. It keeps it moving. But it's true. When you have so much abundance, you just give it away because it would be better in someone else's hands. Now, in my opinion, this is why I'm going to become a fucking billionaire, is to, instead of give it to a charity, I don't trust charities, I'll just build my own charity because I don't need the money. I'll put it to a better use. But in the beginning, let it flow. Reinvest in yourself. Use that cash to reinvest so you can make more cash. If you don't know how to make an extra $1,000 a month, use $1,000 to learn a skill to make an extra $1,000 a month. And over 12 months, it's going to pay you back 12K. 12 months times 1,000, 12,000. But if you hold on to it and you're trying to save it, which the system tries to tell you, save your money, put it into the stock market, put it into index funds, put it into this and that, it's not flowing, man. It's put into someone else's dreams. Now, if you think about it, if you put your money, and look, I might be wrong here, but if you put your money into the stock market and the broker you're using crashes, you've just lost everything. How can you prove that the money or the contract you put in there was yours? How can you get that back? You can't. It's an in and output system. It's a way that big banks, big corporations can get more capital from the masses, which are trading their time for money in the pursuit of making more, in the pursuit of getting rich. But it's stagnating the flow, which is putting it to other outside parties which understand how to keep money flowing, to reinvest it, to do certain things with it. And so that's why it takes 20, 30, 40 years to make a considerable amount of cash with stock market, with investing. The best thing you can do is invest in yourself, because the next month you can apply a skill and you can make a shit ton more money. I promise you that. So really just make sure you keep it flowing, keep doubling down, keep the momentum going. Never lose sight of the focus of progression. Never lose the momentum, because the hard part is building up the momentum, putting energy into the system. When you're there, then the rewards come quite easy. And it's a first test, because when the rewards start becoming easy, that's when the universe is testing you. Are you going to keep the momentum going, or are you going to take the foot off the gas? And is your momentum going to keep you flatlining, and you're not going to realize, but until a certain amount of time passes, things start declining, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can try and keep that energy propped up and start the incline again, but you've undone a lot of momentum if you take the foot off the gas, and you have to just keep keeping that momentum to keep going. You just do not lose it. Once you have it, do not fucking lose it. I promise you this. Right, moving on. Accept what you have right. Alright, so moving on from momentum, let's bring it back to accepting what you have right now, because it could always be worse. Be an entrepreneur where you could make millions or lose everything and you're cool either way, because that detachment is the secret. when you care enough to act detached from needing it to happen a certain way, if you're able to be fine regardless of the outcome, that is the secret to winning, in my opinion, because you're focusing on the inputs, not the outputs. The inputs are what you can control, not the outputs. And to tie it back to being an entrepreneur and making more money, progressing, and the universe testing you and making lessons in this life we have, the universe is going to test you this, and I promise you it will happen to you, where you're going to make stuff, you're going to lose a lot, you might even go to zero or negative, and it's happening for a reason. And if you're in a 0 point, it's happening because it's teaching you to lose that detachment. It's teaching you to be okay with having nothing, because you're going to be fine. You're not going to die. As long as you have like your bare fundamentals, you have like a safety net where you know you're not going to go homeless, you have a family or you have friends, you're going to be fine. Now, if you're like, oh, I don't have family, I don't have friends, dude, then that's a pure reflection of yourself. If you have friends, it means you're a decent human being. If you're a decent, hardworking human being, you'll always be able to not starve and not have a house. There is always value, there is always worth in a hardworking, decent human being, anywhere in the world. All right? And if you want to tactically apply this thought, fundamental services, cleaning, window cleaning, costs $50 to get window cleaner, the materials and stuff. Door knock on houses, offer to clean windows for a fee. If you door knock enough houses in the day over a consistent period of time, if you have absolutely zero friends or anything, then you will get some people asking and accepting your offer to clean their windows. And you just charge $10, $50. If you do that enough times, you will have at least enough money to lift yourself out of the hole. But just being a decent, hardworking human being, there's always value and utility. Always. You're never going to go hungry. You're never going to not have shelter if you're a decent, hardworking human being. Because just in a result of being a decent, hardworking human being, you will have friends, you'll have families, you will not lose relationships. If you are in this position and it is sucking right now, use that as... I got a mosquito. Use that as a proxy to fucking level up and grow up. Because there's no excuse. Now, to tie this all together, when you stop making it the outcome, when you stop making it the desire, because that's the game and the system you're put into. It is the rat race. Going to work, trading your time for money, to buy things, to consume, to be the opposite of a producer, to be opposite of a creator. Just detach. Limit, become a minimalist. Limit the things that you own. Fundamentally strip down everything to the few things that you need. A phone, a laptop, some clothes, some shelter, some clean, healthy food. And just build from there. Look at what you like, look at what you enjoy, look what you're good at, and build from there. There's a time which is opened in this world where I don't know if it's going to be open for much longer, but it's like a gap in reality where anyone can make it work. Anyone, no matter where, as long as they have access to a phone and an internet connection, they can make it work. It is so unique, the situation we're in right now. Because you can sell products, you can fucking sell information on how to talk. You can sell information on how to breathe. You can sell how to learn. I'm saying these things which are doing things, not even get a result. You can just teach people how to do something. You can go online, learn a skill, like how to have better handwriting, and there are people that will find value in that. And all you need, literally all you need, is an iPhone and an internet connection, which has a camera, a microphone, and some level of processing unit to edit and post that content. That is it. If you simply just have that, you have the fundamental resources to better yourself and to start exploring and start creating and finding what you're good at and what you want to get better at, and start progressing and really getting rewarded by putting the inputs and getting really good at something and doing that over a long period of time, to where you love what you do, you get energy from it, and then the money just follows. So don't buy into people flexing. Try not to lose yourself in comparing yourself to other people, because it guarantees that you're not going to be happy. It guarantees you're always going to be wanting more. Just look inwardly, meditate, be grateful, and do the boring things for a consistent period of time. Don't think you're too great at anything. Remember, you're only a human, and just enjoy life. So, thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next video.